So, I hope you are all fine. And today we are going to have a super quick session, so revision session. So, our main intention is you might be all in the strenuous preparation session. So, as this is last month, you might be on stress. So, a listening session of all the related core concepts, the most anticipated, the core fisheries, the FRM, and the most significant aspects and anticipated bits which will come in 2021. So, as a senior and as a professor, assistant professor, just become assistant professor as a scientist. So, they may having some more age, they may having some more experience. So, our intention is to give you some momentum, to provide you some momentum, to cultivate, to get, to provide you some confidence while attempting the things. So these super quick sessions, the brush up sessions, actually these work like your the short term memory, it will get converted over the time to long term memory. So while listening, so you try to pay attention, try to focus what the seniors or what the what the speaker is telling. So at the end we can have an interactive session. So while they speak or while they start the session, so try to mute yourself and please cooperate the thing. And Keswan sir, are you ready? Shall we start? Yeah. Yeah. Before starting, I would like to give a short and crisp introduction to our Keswan sir. Means I don't want to tell what he has achieved or thing. He is very sincere. He has means I have asked him, sir. We are planning to do this thing, and we are will plan a small session so that they will get some confidence. So he has readily accepted for the invitation. So I thank him for the ready initial like within seconds he has accepted the proposal in his busy schedule. So thank you, Keswan sir. And he is from Tamil Nadu. Maybe some of you might be knowing. So he's from Tuticorin, FCRA Tuticorin, and he has did his masters and PhD in CIFE and in service. Like in his PhD itself, he got selected as an assistant professor. So right now he's serving as assistant professor in under TNJFU. So we are very happy to have you, sir, and we hand over this to you. After Keswan sir session, Abu sir will do some rapid session. So over to you, Keswan sir.
Yes, yes, thank you. First of all, I want to thank Chanakya and his team for arranging this wonderful event to motivate to strengthen the students' knowledge on the ICFJR. And thank you, Chanakya, for the introduction. And I am going to deal with the population dynamics and stock assessments. The course here I am going to mention the important fact and what are the questions they might ask in the ICFJR exam. Okay, these are the important things I am going to discuss here. So, without much delay, I will share my slide. Chanakya, can let me share the slide?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes. Is this visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is perfectly visible.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. First thing I want to tell you here, if you are preparing for the ICJR and you have skipped the population dynamics course just because considering it might be difficult to understand in this situation, I'm going to tell you the important things and what way you can understand it very easily and what are the important things you should remember when preparing for the exam. This was the overall view I'm going to give on the this population dynamics and stock assessment. And the important things here, if you already prepared this fish population dynamics, you can just listen to my speech, okay, and you can recollect those information and whatever you have left here I'm going to cover. I believe this is going to be very useful section for you guys, okay. So when it comes to fisheries resources, when we are looking at the fisheries resources, we know it's renewable, which means which will give the yield continuously to us, okay, but it's not exhaustible, which means it will exhaust in particular time, which means it is going to, we have to utilize these resources effectively in order to get the long-term benefits. So remember, and 1 minute, yes, so remember, these are the fact, whatever I mentioned here, you have to like, you can take a notes on this. Why? Because these are the important things I am going manage the system sustainably. Right? Sustainable meaning without sacrificing the future yield, we have to meet our own goals. Okay, we should not sacrifice our future generation yields just because we want to exploit the resources. Okay, so here another thing is the sustainability. Okay, the definition of the sustainability is we should exploit the resources at the same time we should not sacrifice the future generation yield also. Okay, that's right. So when we are talking about the sustainability, assume or we can calculate the size of the stock. Okay, so remember, R is recruitment, G is growth, C is catch, and M is migration. Okay, so as I said, the population dynamics is different from the stock customer. Why? Because this population dynamics is what are the dynamics in the stocks, which means what are the changes in the age and size composition of the stock, which we will be dealing with the population dynamics. We will be dealing with. But in stock assessment, how many fishes could be there in the ocean, and how many fishes are there now, and what should be the minimum or like average composition of fishes should be there in order to produce the future yield. Okay, these are the aspects will be dealing with the stock assessment. So don't confuse with the population dynamics with the stock assessment. Stock assessment is fully deals with how much fishes should be there in the ocean in order to get the continuous yield. Population dynamics is a biological concept. Okay, it's like what are the biology of the fishes. It's like health, mortality, and selectivity, recruitment, everything. Okay, it will come in the population dynamics. So yeah, when we are talking about population dynamics, we can't leave this MFY concept. Why? Because the ultimate aim of our
అరగంట
population dynamics or stock estimate is to calculate MSY. What is MSY? It's a maximum sustainable yield. The word itself giving the concept that is maximum yield with sustainability, which is very complicated. Okay, which is like very difficult to achieve it. Why? Because we need to take a maximum catch, which is like largest average catch or mean maximum catch, which can be taken from the population without affecting the sustainability of the stock, which means without affecting the ability of the species to produce the future yield. Okay, so MSY in the concept, it's a largest average catch. You remember that. So our objective of any stock assessment is to calculate the MSY. Remember, the long-term objective of the any stock assessment model is to calculate MSY. Okay, so here you could see the graph which is explaining the MSY. Here you see the yield and here effort. So when you are increasing your yield and when you are increasing fishing effort, the yield will also get increased. Okay, but at particular point of time where it's like optimum. Okay, this is the place where you can produce your maximum yield. Okay, with the available fishing effort. Here FMSY means it's a fishing effort that is needed to produce MSY. That is called FMSY. Okay, so this is the point where you will get your MSY. Okay, after this point, even if you increase your effort also, it will start declining. Okay, resources. Okay, due to various reasons. Okay, so where is the maximum catch you can produce with the sustainability is called MSY. Okay, so this is the biological indicator, which means they will consider only biological factors of the stocks or species. Okay, but this MSY is not practically possible. Also, this MSY sometimes like overestimation. We can say it's like leads to the overfishing also. But because we are taking the maximum catch from the system, we don't know whether the system is already affected with any factor or not. Okay, definitely the system might be affected with various environmental factors. Okay? So, but still we are taking the maximum catch, so which is not good. Okay, then the concept of MIY arises, which means maximum economic yield. Here, instead of considering the yield, we are considering the revenue. Okay, the cost. Okay, here cost, here revenue. Okay, so why? Because you just listen to this. Okay, if I am going for fishing, I am getting 10 kg of sardine. Just imagine the sardine. The capacity of one of them for the boat is 10 kg, right? So the sardine value around, you can say 100 rupees, 50 to 100 rupees. So average you keep like 75 rupees or 100 rupees only. So 10 kg gives you 1000 rupees, right? But if you are fishing, if you are taking the mackerel from the system, you are going to get a mackerel. Okay, 5 kg, which will also give you the same price, because mackerel priced around 150 to 200 rupees, right? So 5 kg of mackerel will give you same 1000 rupees, and in the place where the sardine will give you 1000 rupees with 10 kg. So instead of putting a kg and the quantity of the fish as stock assessment. You can't see more people are taking up as a career in the stock assessment. Why? Because this stock assessment, whatever is available here today, these are the concepts from the temperate country, mostly from European countries. Okay, so there you could see single species and single year, and the thing is different. Here India is multi-species and multi-gear. Okay, don't forget, which means multi-species in the sense if you are taking 1 year, okay, and doing some fishing in Indian coast region, you will get around 20 to 30 species, varieties minimum. And same thing, if you are having 10 gears and going for the fishes, you will get the single species in all the 10 gears also sometimes. So that's what the concept. Okay, here the concept is different. And another very difficult part is whatever concept is stocks model we have developed, it is fully based on the age of the fishes. Remember that age is the critical input for any stock assessment model. Okay, based on the if you are using any models, okay, Burton, Holder, Ford and Watford, those things. Okay, but it is not at all possible to estimate, or it's very difficult to estimate the age of the fish in tropical countries. Why? Because we are estimating the age by means of, right, rings, the rings that is forms that will form on the art structures of the fish. Okay, we can say like scales or bones and otolith, right? Otolith is internal layer of the fish. Don't forget that. And in order to make those rings, the temperature fluctuation should be at least 5 degree differences should be there. So in the temperate country, if you visit winter season, you will get some degree Celsius, which is more than too much lesser than the temperature which we will get in the summer season. Okay, which is totally different. Okay, winter and summer has at least 5 degrees Celsius. But in Indian coast, we won't be getting those fluctuations, those differences in the temperature. So remember, in order to produce the rings in the otolith, we should at least have a 5 degrees Celsius temperature difference. Okay, this is also very important. And remember that we can't take age of the fishes, or it's very difficult to take age of the fishes in tropical countries like India. So other problems like they have prolonged spawning season for the species. Many species have prolonged even breed throughout the year, and the fast growing and short-lived species we have. Yes, we have tropical countries. In tropical countries, the temperature is higher. Once the temperature is higher, physiological things are more physiological activity, which leads to fast growth, and which is like fast growth in the sense it will attain its maturity earlier and it will die fast. So this is the concept. Okay. So in order to avoid these things, okay, in India what we will use, okay, it's length frequency data. Don't forget it. Why? Because we can't estimate the age of the fish from the otolith, right? So we can do another method like tagging, okay, but which is not like economically feasible for our country, I believe. So what we can do, we can go for the length frequency data, which can be converted into age. Okay, so which can be converted into age. So what we will do, we will use the data of length frequency, and the model also we will use which has the input of length frequency data. Okay, and also sometimes this length frequency data will be converted into age, and the age we will be using in the method which is available in the temperate country. It's like European country, whatever they are using the models, whatever they are doing now, still we are following those models. Okay, so here the important fact what you need to see is that 5 degrees Celsius, and the otolith rings, and what is the difficulty in Indian tropical system, and what we are doing now. Okay, so here what is the data needed for this one? What is the stock assessment population dynamics? There are two types of data basically. It's like fisheries dependent data, fisheries independent data. You might get a question from these. Fisheries dependent data, which means the commercial trawlers or commercial whatever fishing they are doing, okay, we are just going to them and taking out the whatever catch came, how many fishes came, whatever, how many boats went for fishing, those details will be collected. But in fisheries independent data, we won't be taking the samples, okay, from them. Instead of that, we will be doing our own by conducting some experimental fishing and like focusing on some methods, advanced method like acoustic survey, and we will be doing in order to get the fisheries data. So here you should see ICES, which is like International Council for the Exploration of the Sea. It is abbreviation. It is very very important, and they recommended the total length as a standard length. If you are going for any fish, needed for the EFSC, okay, level, no? So you don't need to know about those formulas now. So this is the simple way I can explain, okay? Their estimation of growth, okay? So here, the estimation of growth can be done in many methods. As I said, we can tag the fish now. The one is direct method. Remember, tagging is a direct method of estimation of growth, okay? Remember, which is very important. So you take the fish, tag now in 2021, leave the fish 1 year, you take the fish in 2022, take the weight. That's in length and weight difference is there, right? So we can say like in 1 year this fish grow this much size, right? Finished. Nothing, okay? So remember, tagging is direct method. Another method is age method, which I already said. You have to calculate the age of the fish by rings, right? In the hard parts of the fish. Which is, the concept is given by many people like from the scale. First one is scale, sorry. The scale is given by this author, and the otolith is given by this one, and the bones this one. Okay, that's it. Just remember. You try to remember. It's not that important, but still I am just mentioning here. So now you are going to see, yes, how you are going to see it. Okay, that's in, how you are going to visualize the rings. Okay, in that, because it's very difficult to see in the naked eyes, right? So for the temperate fishes, fishes will grow more, right? It will take more time to grow, and the lifespan is higher, right? For those fishes, we need radiometry. Okay, for our area, microscope, normal microscope will do the things. So here, as I already said, that there is a summer and winter fluctuations with the 5 degrees Celsius in order to produce the rings in the hot spot, right? Hot spots, right? So here, in the summer region, the ring is opaque. There is 2 rings, okay? And winter region is a translucent. Why? Because in summertime, I'm talking about temperate fishes, because here too we won't be getting that much differences, so don't consider now as a tropical. Imagine it's a temperate region, okay? In summertime, summer region time, the fishes will get more food, okay? Due to the weather condition, fishes will get more food. So mineral addition to the hot spots will be higher. So it's opaque, okay? It is like we can't visualize it. It's like white line type, okay? And the winter fishes won't be getting more food. So what happens? The mineral addition to the hot spots is less, okay? It is translucent. It's like in fact transparent. We can see. So these are the 2 things you should know, like summer growth and winter growth. Yes. So now you have the age, right? You calculated the age. Now you need to go for the estimation of this growth parameters, right? For that, here as a age input, we have the 5. We have commonly have these 5 methods, okay, which we are not using in our region mostly. I also said why we are not using it, because age is very difficult to estimate in the tropical region, okay? So for that, here important is that don't worry, I am not going to explain this 5 and their formulas, okay? I am going to tell you what are the methods which is important, what is the difference between each one, and what the important things you should consider in that method. So first we will go with one petal and fish. This is very, very important, okay? In the population dynamics, everyone will speak about one petal and fish, PPGF, okay? Why? Because it's a base model for everything, okay? It's like very easy to use also. Remember the formula? I'm telling you first formula here. L is equal to L infinity. I refer slide. L infinity 1 minus exponential of minus k bracket t minus t0. Remember the equation. It might come in your. They might ask these questions in the exam why, because it's important. Here the thing is that L infinity. You should know what is L infinity, right? L infinity is asymptotic length, which means it's the maximum size of the fish you will get if you leave the fish freely in the environment. Imagine if you are not fishing at all in the one region, one lake or something you consider, okay? The fishes are just left for growing in years and years, okay? And in that condition, how much maximum length the fish can attain? Okay, that is called L infinity. here I'm giving you two examples. One is sardine, another is shark. Okay, you know the sardine attain maturity fast and they reach the maximum length very sooner because it's a tropical fish and like short lifespan, everything, right? So these fish suppose keep 30 centimeter, 30 to 35 centimeter the L infinity of the sardine. Imagine, okay. So L infinity is lesser. Okay, why? Because sharks will have L infinity here. Sardine is 30 centimeters. Sharks will have 3 meter also, right? 3 meter and more than that. Okay, so their L infinity is more. But the case you should consider how fast the fishes will attain the L infinity. The sardine will attain the L infinity within a year, right? It will reach maximum size of 30 centimeter within a year or 6 months. But sharks will take years, more than 5 to 10 or 15 years to attain their maximum length because it will grow slowly. So remember, the sardine has more than 1 K value, which means growth coefficient. Okay, which means it's higher than the shark. Why? Because it attained the length, L infinity very fast. Okay, the K value of sardine is more than 1 and shark is less than 0.3 or equivalent to 0.3. Remember that these two also important. Here another one factor in the equation is age at zero length, which is not at all practical, right? Because the fish is growing inside the egg. That time itself it has some length, right? Once it's hatching out, it's already has a length. How come it's like we can say like zero length? So that's why T0 is always in minus, means negative points, something 0.0031 or something. Okay, for the finfishes. Sorry, for the oviparous. For the viviparous like sharks and all, it is always in positive. Remember, viviparous have positive T0 and fishes like fishes having oviparous, this is in negative value. Because it's not not possible for the fish to have a zero length at the edge, right? So another concept is pi prime. Okay, so here you no need to remember what is pi prime and all. Here only thing you need to remember is that pi prime is indicated as the symbol only. Yes, see the symbol. Okay, this is they might ask what is pi prime sometimes. Okay, pi prime is nothing. When you don't know anything about the aquatic environment, okay, how much stock is there, nothing. Okay, biological factors. First thing you have to go for pi prime estimation, which will give the overall idea about the stars and population characters. Okay, of the stars. That's it. So one is completed. One but not B. In one but not B, you need to remember the equation and what is L infinity and K and what is K for sardine and sharks and which species have higher K and which is lesser and what is T0. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Another one is Ford and Watford and Cullen and Wold, right? This one no need of equation, nothing. Okay. Only thing you need to remember is that in Ford and Watford you need a continuous time interval data, which means if you are having the data of March month, if you are not having the data for April and you have data for May, you can't go for applying in the Ford and Watford because they need continuous data. But in Cullen and Wold,
the meeting is still going on.
Data. Okay. If you don't have the individual data also, you can use the Cullen and Wold. Very very important. We can use like discontinuous interval data. The question may come, you like it also. Okay.
No, already the limit is 100. Need to reach now, Papa.
Which model? This Cullen and Wold. Okay.
No, I'm
So
telling you, I
tagging
am the one who's conducting the
method is
meeting.
which is tagging method we can use in the Cullen and Wold. Why? Because in tagging we won't be getting the fishes every month. Because once you are tagged, the fishes will be removed in the aquatic system.
Nothing will happen. Don't worry.
We are fishing it. It might come. It might not come. So in those scenario situation, Cullen and Wold is very very important. So remember that. Okay, tagging the method also. The method is like the method output can be visualized by Cullen and Wold. Okay. Here I have given one simple small equation which is for L infinitive. L infinitive is the like 5% of the like it is lesser 5% consider like April, May, June, July, like 6 months, okay, time now. So we will consider this as a stock. So 1 stock, 2 stock, 3 stock, like that, okay. So this is really a subjectivity, because I can draw like this also, right, sometimes, which is not appropriate, but still I can draw like this also, right. So it's like totally subjectivity. That is the negative about the length frequency model. So in order to avoid all these things, nowadays the concept arises computer program, which made us really easy to analyze the biological parameters. Now here very important things I want to tell is this abbreviation. You might ask abbreviation and who gave the concept sometime. Okay, in the choose the best answer. I'm not sure about the question models, but still. So here elephant means right, electronic length frequency analysis. Remember that, given by Paul and David, 1981. So complete elephant is given by ICLAM. ICLAM abbreviation is International Center for Living Aquatic Resource Management. So LFSA is length-based fish stock assessment, which is given by SPARRET. Okay, remember SPARRET. PSAT, it's FAO ICLAM Stock Assessment Tools. It is given by PANI. And LFCA, length frequency distribution analysis or data analysis, which is given by UK, MRAG. Okay, given. So if these are abbreviation, they might ask and who gave the concept, they might ask in the question. Okay. And here an important things about the elephant, because the elephant was used frequently always in our region. Okay, here one equation is there, which is really important, I believe. Best fit, how to find out the best fit in elephant is that ESP by ASP. Just remember, ESP means explained sum of peaks, ASP means available sum of peaks. Okay, it's not ASP by ASP, remember it's ESP by ASP. That's it. Okay, so elephant means you get it 0, 1, 2, 3, elephant type, elephant 1, elephant 2, elephant 3, elephant 4, 5, and MPA. Okay, model programs analysis. Here elephant 0 and 1 exclusively dealing with the growth factors, growth parameters. Okay, and I'm not sure about 2 and 3 is dealing with the PPIJs and 4 is mortality parameters. Okay, and you can cross check with that in the available notes. And
Keswan sir, any issue? Abu sir, can you see? Keswan sir is there or he left?
I think he's facing network issue.
Okay. Just a few seconds. It's a matter of few seconds. Everyone, please wait for a few seconds. Sir will continue.
Hello.
Sir, we can see your screen. You can just go ahead.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I hope I explained this slide. Maybe last one is fish art. Remember that the elephant and LFSA together in the fish art, okay, which is developed by FAO and ICLAM. So nowadays I get to see the length weight relationship of fishes, and the paper are getting published more in the recent times. So I believe that they might ask the question from this. You just remember the two formulas in length weight relationship. Okay, one is non-linear, which is like straight line formula, which is W equal to A LB. Remember, and another one is in the log form. Okay, you remember these two formula. And here, how to gain the inference? It's based on the B value. So they might ask B value is 3 means what? It's like isometric, which means there are two types of growth in fishes. Okay, isometric and allometric. Okay, isometric index, the increase in the age, the length is proportional to the increase in the directly proportional to the weight, right? Which is like if 1 gram of weight of the fish increases from the 1 centimeter of the fish is grown 1 centimeter. Okay, the weight is increased 1 gram means, which is like isometry. You can say it's an example. Okay, I'm giving you. But in allometry, it is in that two is there. One is positive allometric, another one is negative allometric, which means positive means it's more than 3. We can say it's like a big fishes. Okay, if the length is growing 1 centimeter, the fish weight will gain the weight of 2 grams. Okay, not the equal one. Okay, it's like more than 3. Okay, so not that difficult to understand it. And now moving to the modality, now growth is finished, okay, just forget it, okay, whatever. Now modality is there, here it's very simple, okay, they are going to calculate what is total mortality, which is Z, and what is fishing mortality F, and what is natural mortality, that is M, okay. Don't get scared by looking at this slide. I'm not going to cover each one because I feel it's not important also to cover everything. So here, yes, total mortality Z equal to these two, fishing mortality and natural mortality. Okay, that everyone knows. M plus M is equal to M. Is that right? So for calculating total mortality, there are many methods. Okay, there are many methods. But here you don't need to consider anything. Just see pushing method. Even when the data is incomplete, the data is not proper with you. Okay, you can go for pushing method. So they can ask like pushing method is like related with incomplete data calculation for the total mortality. There you remember, there we no need to have a discontinuous continuous data. We no need to have continuous data in the full land, right? In same way, here total mortality calculation, pushing is we can use when we don't have the data for this month and next month. We don't have some month we don't have that some data, means we can go for pushing method. And another one is Barnow gives the concept of linearized catch curve method. Remember that. I don't know how to help you with this, but just remember Barnow gives the linearized catch it. And another important thing is that cumulative catch curve method is given by Jones and Van Zellinga. Just remember this because this is very very important, I believe. Okay. So total mortality can be calculated by using which method, means we definitely they will give the cumulative catch curve method. And who is given the concept is Jones and Van Zellinga. Okay. And moving to the natural mortality, here the many methods are there, like not like total mortality. Here the Pauli's empirical equation is there, Alagraja is there, Taylor is there, and Cushing is there. Okay, here also Cushing is there, but don't confuse with the total mortality. Okay, so in Pauli's empirical method is very important, I believe. So remember this. Excuse me. This Pauli empirical method used to estimate natural mortality, which is M. Don't forget it. Okay, this is very very important. What the concept is giving, what the concept is saying is, this is the equation for the Pauli's empirical method. That is the log M. You somehow just try to remember the number. Sometimes you might ask, okay, I am not sure about this equation, but this is very important. Okay, what is the just try to remember this equation only one, above one, that is important. And this is the equation. And what they are saying is that it's about the relationship between L, K, L infinity, K and T. We already studied what is L infinity, K and T and all, right? Here T is temperature. Remember, temperature in degrees Celsius. So the concept is gives here, when the fish have high mortality, natural mortality, when the fish have fast growth rate, and the small pelagic fishes and the tropical fishes have IM, which means high natural mortality. I already said, if the fishes living in the if the fishes there in the tropical region, definitely due to the high temperature in the aquatic system, okay, the physiological rate is higher, then the fish will grow fast, and that time maturity fast, and they will die fast. Okay, this is the concept. So high tropical fishes have IM. Remember that small pelagic fishes IM, fast growing fishes IM. This is very important concept. That's all in this. Yes. So Alagraja concept is related with the longevity, which means L infinity, right? So he has given the definition which is related with the M and L infinity. Just remember, okay, Alagraja gave the concept related with the longevity, and it's very difficult to remember everything, but just see Alagraja, the name is familiar maybe, so you just remember that Alagraja is related with the longevity. Okay, it's not that important, but I'm still pressing out the point because I think he's Indian or something. Okay, yes, so that's it. Okay, in the natural mortality. Moving to the fishing mortality, is very very easy to calculate fishing mortality, not like total mortality. Why? Because once we have these two, we will calculate this, right? But not only that method, in another method also. See here. Yes. Yeah. basis FYZ, I believe exploitation rate is very very important. They might ask in the question. Okay, F U is equal to F 1 minus E power minus Z divided by Z. Okay, it's very important equation also, and they might ask like U indicates what? Exploitation rate or ratio. Remember, it's rate. So it's E and E more than 0.5. It's always based on the 0.5. Okay, this is very very important. If the exploitation rate is more than a 5, it is overexploited. Remember that, more overexploited, right? And it's like less than 5 means it's underexploited. Remember this also. This is very important. That's it. Okay, about the concept. Yes. Here another thing also I need to mention. You know what is natural mortality, right? Other than fishing mortalities, whatever is happening due to predation, disease, spawning, stress, and starvation. So here another thing you need to know is IM is equal to IK, which means I already said how fast the fishes attain the L infinity is K, right? Growth coefficient K. Sardine has IK more than 1. I said it before, right? So sardine has definitely high mortality on has IK because it mature fast, it attain the length maximum capacity fast, and it even die fast. The fishes with IK have IM, remember that. So M by K ratio is given by Pauli. The range is 1.5 to 2.5. So this is also it should remember. M by K values ranges 1.5 to 2.5. Another simple calculation is for T max is 3 by K. Just try to remember, or just you can do. But sometimes you might ask like this. But this is important. M by K. Yes. So this one is covered. Yes. So now I hope just a general concept I have given on growth and mortality, right? If you want, I can just show you the slides. You can just once again go through that. Just see the method. Pushing is important with incomplete data. And Barnow, he gave the concept of linear catch curve method, but important is cumulative catch curve method, which is given by Johnson Wallinga, which is used for total mortality estimation. That's it. Okay. For natural mortalities, Paul is an empirical formula estimate natural mortality. Okay. The formula you should remember, at least little bit you should remember the values. Okay. And what are the things are there in that I said you fast growing tropical fishes have IF. That's it. Okay. Nalagraja gave the concepts related with the longevity thing. So other fishing mortalities, you should know what is exploitation rate importantly, and what is the value above 0.5 and below 0.5. What is it? So I hope it's very easy and understandable. And moving to the analytical, now just forget the parameters. Okay. Now you don't need to have the parameters in your mind. Okay. Now relax. And now I'm going to say what is the analytical method. As I already said, it needs highly data input. Okay. Biological parameter like LN, K, T0, everything needed in this analytical method. Okay. Age composition data. They based on the cohort. Okay. Analysis. Remember the analytical method is based on the cohort. You know the concept of cohort. Okay. Fishes are born on the same day which has the age of same age. Which has same age, right? The concept is also said like same spawning season may what other fish is born, which is called cohort. I said like the length frequency, what we are doing like this, it is also called the age class or cohort. This is what we are like we are trying to get from the length frequency analysis method also. Okay. So let's forget this now. So cohort is best for analytical method. Okay. Here you need to know what is VPA, visual population analysis. Okay. The application you should know, which is also called as cohort analysis because it's based on the cohort only, as I said is first itself. This VPA considers it's mainly concentrated on the historic perspective, which means what was the catch before, okay, how much fishes was left out to produce the catch now, which is fully related. Yes, which is related with past. Okay, remember it's historical perspective. Here two methods is the age based and length based VPA. Age based given by cohort analysis given by Pope. You can just remember considering like Pope is like old, right? So it's like about the age it deals with. Okay. So John, you can remember something with this. Okay, length. No, one John. I don't know about the concept, but just remember. Okay. So another one is this is historic, right? Visual population analysis. And next one is prediction model. Okay, these are the historical, this past. Okay, now we need to see the future one, right? So here the concept of Thomson and Bell and Bowerton and Volt arrays. Here the two things you need to consider. Oldest method of prediction model. Oldest prediction model is Thomson and Bell. It's very very important. They asked this question during my biggest entrance exam. Okay, oldest prediction they will say like natural mortality is constant. Okay, selection is like knife edge, and everything is like constant. They will say starting from natural mortality growth, everything is constant in the system. Okay, remember, you need to remember just 6 assumptions in the modern and old prediction model. Oldest prediction model is Thomson and Bell. Don't confuse it, Thomson and Bell. Yes. So now holistic model. So I have completed the analytical model. Just I have given the overall view because equations you no need to consider, I believe. Okay. The concept you should know what is that, what is that. So now I said you, if you when you do not have more data about the ecosystem or the fishery, you need to go for the holistic model because we can't use the analytical model here. Okay, very very important. With the less data, what model we can do? Okay, when we have the less data with us, we can go for the holistic model. This model considers the stock as a homogeneous biomass, which means which won't like a constant. Okay, they will consider all the stocks with the same size, with the having the same mortality, death, everything is same. They are considering it as a homogeneous biomass. Okay, here holistic model includes surplus production model. Okay, in the surplus production model, scalper model and fox model is there. Okay, mostly the scalper model is called as surplus production model. Remember that scalper model is surplus production model, which is given by Graham. Okay, yes, this is surplus production model, right? So in the fox model, what is the difference between these two models? Okay, these two models, I already said, this analytical model and holistic method of approach, stock estimate, everything, ultimate aim is to produce MSY, right? MSY concept only, right? So here there are many methods which will give you MSY, okay, in the holistic, okay, which is include the surplus production model, scalper model and the fox model. The equation for these models, I'll tell you before that, I'll tell you, nothing, no difference, okay, scalper is a non-linear, right? Yes, it's a straight curve, right? It never touches the zero, okay, the yield is never be a zero, sorry, the yield will touch this zero, this is scalper, the straight line, okay, but in fox model, it never touches the zero. Remember that fox is linear, okay, scalper is non-linear, which means what the scalper is saying means at the particular point of time, even if you go for fishing, you won't get any fishes, which is zero, CSA. But in fox, whenever you go for fishing, at least you will get some fishes. That is the concept of fox, okay, which is like non-linear. So here the main thing is that the biomass, whatever the CPUS that is they are getting, and they consider that is the biomass there in the system. I am telling you example, okay. If you are going for fishing in the Mumbai region, if you are doing one travel for 1 hour, okay, which is like catch per unit effort is, you are getting like 100 kg of fish, okay, so your catch per unit effort is 100 kg. Because travel, you have to relate with the catching hours, right, per hour, right? So it's like catch per unit effort is 100 kg, okay. Then what they will do, they will consider the entire Mumbai areas, like, right, this is the area of this, this is the area we have calculated and this is the entire area, we will just multiply into that. It's a base model, we have to get some basic idea about the stock. That is the reason why they have come up with the holistic models, okay. So remember, in holistic model, biomass is directly proportional to the CPUE, which is catch per unit effort, okay. So ultimate aim is the producing MSY only, okay, all the model. So here you need to consider two equations. I think it's difficult, but still you have to remember for scalper and fox, because sometimes they might ask what is MSY in scalper, okay, MSY equation, okay, they will give 4 equations. Now you have to choose the correct one, and FMSY, and MSY for fox and FMSY for fox model. Okay, just remember scalper might be little easy compared to fox, because fox deals with the non-linear, right? So remember. So these two equations you should remember, because now you need to remember about MSY, because our ultimate aim is to produce MSY. So all the concept means will give the like where to how to estimate MSY. So here it starts, okay. For scalper model, this is the MSY formula, and fox model, this is the MSY. And for Bullion model, this you need to remember, because it's very very important. In net exam, they always ask what is the MSY for Bullion model and what is the MSY for Karima model, okay. So just little bit different, okay. In Bullion model, it's about virgin biomass. Remember, PV means it's a virgin biomass, okay. They might ask. So it's a 0.5 into M into PV, MSY in Gulland, okay. And Garima, you just remember, this is Z, it's not M. There is a difference with PV and P, just biomass. based on their concept, okay, you have to keep the population always in the 50%, so that it will reach again 100, and again you can take the 50%, again it will go to 50%, and again it will go 100. In the concept is relatively like depending on the stocks, biomass, and density. Okay, so remember relative response model is going to work. So another method is like swept area method. It's very important because most of the research also mostly we will be using in the research. I have used in my research also. Okay, so here the CPU is stock abundance or biomass. Already the same concept like a surplus production model. Okay, which is scaffer model. Don't confuse it. Okay, catch per unit effort or catch per unit area is considered as a stock abundance. Okay, here what we'll do, as I said, we'll do the trawling in some predetermined path. Okay, we will take how much fishes came in that hauling. Okay, how much fishes they came in that particular like haul. Okay, how we will calculate? Once we are dragging the net in the floor, bottom trawl is used. Okay, mostly once we are trawling the trawl in the bottom, okay, it will create the rectangular path, right? Rectangular path, which means you know the length of the path and width of the path. Why? Because width can be calculated based on the head rope, right? Yes, how much it opened, and that is the width of the length, right? But length can be calculated based on the how much velocity the speed was trawler was moving at the time. Okay, so based on that we will be getting the A, which is swept area. Swept area is indicated as A. Okay, so here the biomass is calculated based on this equation. Just try to remember this, because catch per unit effort in total area divided by swept area and x1. Here x1, x2 is always 0.5, 0.5. Here this x2 means the head ropes we are saying now, it's a width of the trawler, right? The path. It's not like the always the head rope will open fully, the net won't open fully. So we are considering an average 0.5%. Okay, like 50% at least opened when. Okay, the same here the x1 is deals with. It's not like whatever 100% fish is there in the region, it will get inside the trawl, which will escape, it will jump, everything it will do, right? So this is also it's always 0.5. Okay, so just to visualize the picture, this is a bottom trawl, it's like rectangular path. This is the concept. Okay, so remember these two equations. Yes, that's it. Okay, just remember, just I'm telling you once again, holistic method we are using in the data is there. There is capper model, which is surplus production model, Fox model, and MSY calculation for the each model, Bulan model, Deliver model, and relative response model is given there. So what is swept area method and the two equation which I believe is important, and other things you should know. And next is the last one. Okay, this is like stock reviewable model. I don't think so it's really that much important, but still I'll just give an overall view on this, right? Because sometimes they might ask, okay, what is the stock biomass should maintain for the healthy fisheries? Any fisheries at least it have 30% of the stock biomass, like spawning stock biomass, in order to produce the future yield. Okay, remember that. I think it's around 30 only. Okay. So here the three method is that Ricker and Bell and Doughton and Holt and Cushing. You don't confuse with three models. Okay, just consider Gillnet have the bell-shaped curve. Okay, recruitment model. Okay, like yes, selectivity you might have studied, you might have known the things. Okay, Gillnet has bell-shaped curve. Okay, which is like this, right? Yes, and the Trawlnet has sigmoid, which is like this. Okay, yes, which is Doughton, right? Cushing. Yes, Cushing is density independent. Here I am giving the two concepts, right? One is density independent, one is dependent, one is density independent. Why? Because you can see here, right? The spawning biomass increases. Okay, if you increase the spawning biomass, the recruits, which means the young ones addition to the system will increase. At particular point, even though the spawning biomass increases, it won't increase. It start declining. Why? Because the taste is not like it will compete for the food, right? Whatever young ones it came in new to the system, okay, it will compete, so it's automatically it will die and it will create a negative impact in the whole ecosystem and it start declining. Okay, that is the request bell shape. You could see now request bell shape. Okay, and next one is Bowerton and Wood. Okay, and the when the stocking biomass increases, okay, the recruits also will increases at the particular point of time. No changes in the recruits. Why? Because it's already reached the maximum capacity. Okay, that's it. Okay, so it's like Bowerton and Wood. So this both model based on the density. Okay, so density is having playing the role here. Okay, so but that's it. This is all about like I want to finish it in 30 to 45 minutes, but I took more time. But still, I hope I explained the main concept and what are the ideas. If you have any doubt or anything you want to add or you want to correct me, you can correct me here. That's Chanakya. So over to you now.
Sir, thank you very much.
Yes.
We can say that it's one of the most, probably one of the most effective topic, effective lecture delivered on this one, population dynamics, because it is not easy. People will usually leave it as a choice, like will think this as a complex thing, and people will generally they will leave it as a choice. So covering it within 40 minutes, all the significant aspects, all the anticipated aspects in the exam, so that's not an easy task. So and I can see some in chat box some questions are coming, and we can discuss that later. And yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Dealing
Thank you
population
for focus
dynamics.
on
Yeah.
Yes.
So this may give some extra edge. So those who are good with population dynamics, so generally people will leave it as a choice. So those who are very good, those who understand the concept, the basic concept you have given. So those who are well with this concept, this will have an extra edge. So this can be some deciding factor. Hope this can be deciding factor for the people. And and for the next session, like I would like to welcome our mentor, Abu sir. So most of you people might be knowing him. He's an IRS scientist. So yeah, Abu sir, can you start over?
Yes. Hi. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy to be part of this quick session on FRM. I take this moment to appreciate the efforts made by Mr. Chanakya to rope up many people here in this type of platform. And also, like Chanakya has rightly mentioned, within the short period of time, one of the complex subject in fisheries, Kesan has did a wonderful job. Coming to my session, it will be like the analysis of past year question papers related to FRM and tips to handle this question paper for exam preparation in the bottleneck moment. As we all know, most of the time, the questions related to past year questions, be it JRF or NET exams, you may find a frequent pattern of repetitive questions. If not directly repetitive, but questions or some of the concepts related to it, you may expect. If you see, if you analyze from past year questions, you will have an idea on what kind of questions the examiners are repetitively asking, and if we are covering according to it, it may be helpful in this bottleneck situation. Like if you take the JRF exam, it is scheduled in September. So this is the right time you can have the quick glance of the past old year question banks. I like to share one analysis, such a kind of analysis, which you can also follow. Won't take much time. It will be like a method teaching, and my previous speaker has eased my job of explaining few things related to population dynamics. You can see the question. It is a JRF examination question 1996. On that, I have segregated some of the FRM questions. One such question we can expect is location-based questions. Where it is located. Suppose this so and so lake, from where it is located. Basically, in related to inland fisheries, these kind of questions we can expect. In Chilka Lake, while you are going through these question banks, you can also Google or you can also have the associate topics which you may expect from these questions alongside with. This practice will help you to remember more and also to cover the important aspects. Like if example the Chilka Lake is located in which state of India? This was the question. Answer is Odisha. shaped, and Daya River or Mahanadi empties in Chilka, and it has different openings or channels. Some of the times they may ask like which the name of the channel, and when it was declared under Ramsar, we're talking coming to Chilka, it is one of the major wetland site in India, and it is the first wetland site which is included in Ramsar, and the unique species which lives here is that Irrawaddy dolphin. So it's a flagship species. Like these questions you may expect. So while surfing through the questions, you can have a look on the other anticipated questions from them, so that you while revising in the situation, you will get more confidence. If suppose something related to Chilka, you will easily ease out. Then next question that was asked is like upwelling is maximum in which part of India? First of all, upwelling is a concept where cold, nutrient-rich water comes above. This is the concept behind upwelling, and upwelling areas normally have more productivity. And if you take most of the these pelagic fisheries, they are all concentrated towards this upwelling. One such example is Peruvian anchovy, which is the world's largest fishery. It is coinciding with the upwelling region. In India also, if you take the sardine fishery, it is coinciding with upwelling area. So you might expect on what latitude to what latitude this upwelling is happening, and what is the Celsius isotherm in southwest coast of India that favors this upwelling, and which state this upwelling is more common. Like these questions you can expect. And the next question is like most exploited, which is the most exploited ocean of fish catch. Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean, and also it contributes 70% of world's marine fish catch. According to Sophia 2020, the regions around Pacific Ocean contributes for most of the fisheries catch. Talking about this marine fisheries and inland fisheries, you have to, most of the time they will ask the questions related to recent data, like what is the catch and how much it is contributing. So for that you can refer to Sophia, the FOS publication, and also the annual reports of CMFRI or State Fisheries Department or Ministry of Fisheries. There you can have this data. So talking about marine fisheries and inland fisheries, you may expect questions like area-based questions or data-based questions. Again, in the same year, they have asked like famous fisheries Peru is, we know that anchovy, Engralis ringen. So Engralis ringen catch may alter in different years based on these upwelling concepts or these environmental concepts. So the total catch, fisheries catch, is mainly dependent on Engrality, because it contributes about over an average 10% to world marine fish catch, and majority of its catches are going for fish meal industry. So related to it, you may find some questions you may expect from there. Then another question they have asked like Stanley Reservoir is located. Again I say like location based questions. They may ask whichever dams located in whichever states, or which river the dam is located, and how much length. These kind of questions we may expect. So here are a couple of examples I have given you. Just by googling, you will get in different websites like Byju's or Faxverse. There you can get such data. Then another type of question which in FRM we usually encounter is which is larva of so on. Like Alima is a larva of somatopods. So likewise you may expect questions like the alvin is the larval form of salmon. So these kind of questions are easy pick for the examiner through framing the questions. So related to it, if you have a clear-cut idea, and you may take these questions as is. Then my previous speaker has eased on my explanation for this question. Surplus production model. Which among the following? Maybe they might ask like, which among the following is a surplus production model? Scapener and Fox. Here they will take stock as homogeneous, and as he rightly pointed out, it is a less data requiring model. That's why it is called a holistic model. And the inputs are fishing effort and the yield per effort. And in this question, we may expect like amongst Scapener and Fox, it is having a straight line and it is having a curved line. Because in Fox, in the formula we are using log, so the curve won't be a straight line and it won't meet 0. So in Scapener model, it will have the value of 0 at one point. So these might kind of questions you may expect from Scapener and Fox. And another question in the question bank asked like overall diameter is estimated by or measured by ocular meter. So such kind of questions like rheometer for texture of fish, hygrometer for humidity, and torimeter for fresh freshness, and fertility for turbidity. So these kind of questions are very easy for examiner to pick this question and apply with different concepts. Like instead of this rheometer, they may ask like torimeter. Then point method analysis is given by this point method is these are all different methods which are all used in dependent analysis in biology. So whichever method is quantitative, whichever method is qualitative, have a look. Quantitative methods are like measuring, which involves some counting or measurements. So it is divided into numeric, volumetric, and gravimetric. Further, it is divided into several other methods and who's given what and or which species, which method is used. These kind of questions you may expect. After this analysis, you will go for several indices like simple indices like index of fullness, storage ratio, and compound indices where you might use different kind of observation, like you might use volumetric plus occurrence method or volumetric plus gravimetric. Such the formulas may be different. So have an idea like where which method is applicable. So index of preponderance, in most of the time in FRM based questions, they will ask like who given what, and for predator fishes which method is very useful, for herbivorous fishes which method is very useful. So these kind of questions we may expect from here. Then in that question they have asked like belongs to which family. So Cyanodontidae, some confusion may be there, like Harpodontidae, earlier it is Harpodontidae, now according to fish base it is Cyanodontidae group within the group of lizard fishes. And if Bombay questions comes, some of the related questions like discontinuous distribution and which fish having more water content, because this fish having 88 to 90% water content, and it relays on 80 Fahrenheit isotherm, and mostly it is captured at cold lens. So marine fisheries, again which gear it is used for catching and where it is available, these kind of questions we may expect. Then what is the length weight relationship formula they have asked in the year? It is W is equal to L power B. Here they will calculate in grams, and the total length they will calculate they will take the input as centimeter. So these kind of questions they may ask, and questions related to lengths in up to tip of the mouth to tip of the throat at hypoidal bone. What is the length it is called, like the question we may ask. And whichever fishes the standard lengths are used for measurement, like some fishes like ribbon fishes, the tail may be very long. So in that case we will go for standard length rather than total length, because sometimes the tail might have disturbed during fishing, or it been cut during fishing. So in these cases we will take fork length as a fork length twistable questions they may ask. And another question they are asked is KN, expand KN. The KN is something but relative condition factor, which is helpful in knowing how best the fish is growing, or the health of the fish. Here we'll take the expected weight, the observed weight by expected weight. Expected weight may be calculated through different length-weight regression from earlier fishes. By that we are comparing our own fishes. This is the relative condition factor, it is KN, whereas full-term condition factor, where we will use K is equal to weight by length whole power 3 into constant. Since both are used for knowing the condition of fish, each one have some variability. This kind of questions we may expect. Then another set of questions they have asked there is arrangement of scale in fish is called, the formation is called formation, and related to scales they may ask like and in so on fish, what is the scales it is present. Like we can differentiate, like ctenoid have serrations which is mostly present in seawater fishes, or the fishes which are having seawater origin, and cyclid mostly present in freshwater fishes, and canoid which are all mostly present in primitive fishes, whereas placoid is unique to elasmobranch. So these kind of questions we may expect if a scale based questions comes. And the formulas for calculating the age, or what are the methods helpful in estimation of age, these kinds of questions we may expect. Then another question they are asked like suffix of order of fishes ends with formis, whereas family ends with ide and subfamily ends with ine. You can see like Cyprinidae, the corpse Cypriniformis. Formis is an order, and Cyprinidae is a family. So in this way we can avoid this confusion in hierarchical classification. Then in the same way they have asked like fishes which are all having parental care. They might have given different options. So tilapia. So you make a note like which are all fishes having a parental care. It may be most of these seahorse, tilapia, these cichlid groups have these parental cares. So they might they might ask you and trick you like choose which among the following is having a parental care. So this kind of question you may expect. Then another frequent question you may see in a question bank is like accessory respiratory organ is present in. The answer with the different species name, the catfish, the Clarius batracus, it is the right answer. And again associated with it, many questions can be asked like supraarchaeal organ is present in which fishes. So these kind of you make a note like which are all fishes having which are all accessory respiratory organ. So the examiner can test you like this. And another question they have asked in the same year is like year class dominating in all sardine fisheries. Mostly it is a first year because these are all low. The lifespan of sardines and all very low. So whatever catch we are getting, it may be from the first year. And these kind of fishes grows, pelagic fishes grows as fast as possible. So they contribute in first or second year in the year class contribute in their fishery. Then another question in the same year they are asked like snakehead, that is marl belongs to family, and the option they have given like Channidae with double N and Channidae. So to confuse you. So Channidae is double N is for snakehead and Channidae is for milk fishes. Then another question, the EEZ of India is declared in. It is in 1976, and related to EEZ, you may ask like how much nautical miles the EEZ is of the country is there. From land to 200 nautical miles or 370 kilometers, the EEZ of a country is there. Suppose the between the countries the distance is very less, they will come to the equidistance point, and they will consider that is as a EEZ like in India and Sri Lanka, where the distance between these nations are very less. And some of the questions like what is the EEZ of India? This is the most frequent question we may expect, like 0.02 million square meter, and India is 18th largest EEZ country, and France has the largest EEZ. So they may ask up to which the territorial sea belongs to how many nautical miles, and continental zone belongs to how many nautical miles. For that, what are the activities allowed? What are all activities the foreign country can do there? So these kind of questions may ask. Mostly within the EEZ there may be different level of restrictions, whereas in high seas it is of open to all with few restrictions. This is the basic concept. And like another larval question in the same way, they asked like OA is a larval form of maybe they have given different options. So soya larval stage matches with the different animals, but here maybe the freshwater prawn is the one correct option they have given. And here you may also expect question like from PL Goya 1 to PL, how many days the freshwater prawn will reach, and with this stage it will have it will start developing ice, because these are all the identification features for a hatchery. So yes, suppose a professor from aquaculture or they are setting these questions, they may feel like, okay, these are all the technical questions a student must know. So having a look of related to freshwater prawn as well as shrimp related to its every larval stage is very must. One who is working on hatcheries, they may find their importance. So you can go through it. Then as my previous speaker already explained, that overexploitation leads to increased biomass after certain times. If we catch fishes over if we continuously increase our fishing efforts over certain point, we will cross our MSY. Then whatever we are increasing our fishing effort, the biomass there won't be that much, so we will be in loss. So the economics of over exploitation or this maximum the concept behind the MBY, MSY, then growth overfishing and the recruitment overfishing related to this question may be asked. Then another such question asked in the same year is in reservoir closed season is followed to. In fisheries management, basically two types of restrictions are followed. Either it is input control or output control. Input control will be like providing technical restrictions or providing subsidies or taxation, increased taxation by avoiding the fisherman to go. The output control is like framing this much catch only the fisherman can catch. For example, total allowable catch and individual transferable quota and particular age fish or particular sex fish only they have to catch. So these are all different input and output controls. And in countries like India, we are following the closed season or fishing ban as one of the fisheries management tool. Now government is also following different methods like buyback schemes to restrict the increase in trawlers. So this kind of question you may expect in fisheries management. So this analysis for me it took like 1 hour, 1.5 hours, just one hour to analyze this. Earlier there is in a JRF total 150 questions were there. So within 75 questions related to FRM, we could find 23 questions. So brushing related to this topic, either FRM and aquaculture in last moment for JRF will be helpful. So follow this method, you may find helpful. I will share this slide, this word file to you, don't worry. So with this, I will end my session. It is just a brush up how fast you can cover. So with this, I will end. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Abu sir. Like the main concept here is because most of the questions you might be knowing the answers what sir have told means the main concept here is how you have to think, how you have to attempt the questions within the prescribed time, because in that 120 questions or 150 questions if you are giving means outside of the exam hall you can answer all the questions, which means in that prescribed 2 hours time or 3 hours time, in that pressure. So how you have to attempt, that's what make you and the high scorers and the low scorers, that's what the major differentiating factor. So what sir has explained is like whenever you are coming across one concept, you try to connect all the related topics. Suppose if you are coming across some larval cycle, so you try to recollect all the larval stages of the known things. If suppose if at all you are coming with the fecundities, you try to visualize, you try to recollect all the fecundities, like same different related concepts if you are recollecting. So like some data will be there, some concepts will be there, so all the related concepts if you are recollecting and if you are try to connect them, so you have to visualize them. So that's the concept, like of the exam everyone can do all the questions, but in the exam within that prescribed time, in that pressure or in that moment of that period, who can answer, who can take better decisions, who can execute the plan, so he may become the high scorer or he may become the top 20 or top 30. So our main plan, we are here to teach you how to think, how to answer the questions. Like you can find all these questions somewhere in internet or somewhere, but our main concept is how you have to think, how you have to attempt the answers, means what should be your mindset while preparing, while attempting in the exam. So this is what the main concept, and I thank both of our speakers. Like one speaker, he is very special, Kesavan sir. So majority, as I have already stated, majority of the people will leave stock assessment as choice because they feel like we have to spend more time. Even though we spend more time, we won't remember all these things, and let it be, we'll leave. So that he have shattered all the things, all the myths. He has busted the myths. The main thing is you have to understand some little concept, some little background information behind it, and you can answer the questions. So the paper setter, he is not a god or someone. So he will think how to set the questions. What is the level of difficulty should be. So how it is supposed to be, he will give the questions. So try to understand the basic concept. Means what Kesavan sir has given is he has given each and every thing he have dealt. He has given minute basic concept. So with the background concept, you can understand the thing better. You can shift the short-term memory to long-term memory. That's what even Abu sir, he has means through his 50 or 40 questions analysis, he has showed how we have to keep our mindset while we are preparing for the exam. Well, the strategy we all know, you are hardly having 20 days. So during these 20 days, you don't have to panic. Even you have not prepared, don't put the pressure. Don't feel like some 60 kg or 70 kg on your head. So be what you have to be, means you have to be free, you have to keep your mind fresh, you have to be confident, you have to boost your confidence. So just like the questions won't be, you are making yourself the question paper will be tough. So the questions will be easy. You take your seniors suggestion or any quick sessions, like you can recollect whatever you are studying, you try to reconnect it with already studied things. So while you are brushing your teeth, while you are having your food, just think about the things. So just think about the relative things. Suppose if there is some concept, there is some fecundity, there is some larval things, any of these things, you try to recollect what are the related. Suppose if you are they are asking what is the season, reproductive season for some fish, you try to gather what if they are asking from Bombay duck. So Bombay duck is this month. So what can be the oil sardine? What can be for the east coast fishes? What it can be for the west coast fishes? So if you are training your mind in such a way, then the taking decision for keeping the options, selecting the options in the exam will be easy. So there, that small 1 second, 2 second, that time you are saving, that is the biggest that is the biggest asset you will get. So we are trying to make you take the decisions faster, smarter. So we are just trying to make the things easy for you. And thanks for joining us. I would like to they are my seniors, my own seniors, they are my own mentors. So as a formality, I would like to thank Abu sir, Kesavan sir for coming to the session, and we are going to conduct more such sessions. We are here to help you. Like we are voluntarily coming, we are trying our best to make the things easy for you. So we want our juniors, or means we want whatever the grooming, whatever the pampering academically don't we didn't get at our time. So we want that such grooming or such academic pampering for you, so that you will write in a better way. Means maybe our session, our one session, or maybe your 10 minutes of time if you have spent on us, maybe it can help you in exam. That's enough for us. So anything to speak, sir? Abu sir, you have anything to talk case on, sir? Yeah, we won't take much of your time, okay? And we'll
And
intimate, sir.
the uniqueness of these sessions are like this is no certificate session, but still we are able to find like many participants here. That itself shows how interested you are and why these sessions are important. So I feel like this you through this session, like this session, you brush up your curiosities, or you fulfill your curiosities and learn as much as possible from your seniors. So I hope there will be many sessions like this hope in between your exams, or it will continue. So I feel like you show your massive participation there too, and these things also telecasted in Facebook and soon maybe in YouTube. So the recorded session you can see at any time. So these are all the suggestions from me.
Yeah. As sir said, we won't give any certificates, anything. We'll just give some tips, maybe some grooming session, some academic grooming session, and yeah, we won't give any certificates, and we won't charge any rupee or any money. We won't charge anything. It's we voluntarily. My seniors are coming, so we are doing here, and we are going to connect more such sessions within a gap of 2 days or 3 days. So stay tuned to us. So maybe we'll come up within 2-3 days again on FR. Means we have did one part of FRM, so we'll come up with AEM, pathology, aquaculture, economics extension. So you keep checking on the group, the Fisheries Chanakyaniti. It will be there in Facebook and Instagram. So we'll update you there. Yeah. Till next time, be careful. There is no need to take all the pressure. There is no pressure. Okay. Stay safe. Take care of your health. Have a healthy sleep cycle. So sleep is important. Have a healthy diet, healthy sleep cycle. Okay. We wish you all the very best. And means this is not the last session. We will conduct more such this brush up sessions. At the last moment of time, we won't leave you. We will give you proper grooming. We will give you proper confidence that you need to attempt the exam. Yeah. Thank you, Abu sir. Thank you all the participants. Thank you everyone. We won't take much of your time. Yeah. Thank you.
I think answers Kesan might answer in the Facebook to whatever.
Yeah. So we will reach out to them somewhere. They will find them. Some other groups like some step 2 fisheries or some groups will be there. Matsya Jagat. We will give the PPTs or word files there, so they can find it there. And it was a good session, sir. I thought you said you. That's a long session. Like we have started at 7, so it lasts up to 8:45. Maybe means longer session they may feel bored sometimes. Like this time they will feel this as very cure means what you say. They will feel lot of tension. So each half an hour they will feel okay. The time is going. Again they will feel regret. I have spent or I have wasted time. So 1 hour 45 minutes. These sessions are enough. And we will come up with some more.
Like this tough subjects, definitely people will be.
Yeah, yes, I means myself during my UG preparation, I have left this population dynamics. Later, when I take FRM, when I took FRM, then only I understood. Okay, I shouldn't have left this. I should have learned some fundamental concepts like what Kesons sir explained. These are most anticipated things, significant things. We can learn something. I have left it out entirely. I thought this is not this thing. I can't do this. Like I have left it.
And today's session was.
Yeah, yes, sir. Today's session was good. I